Ladies and gentlemen, do not allow the way others treat you to define who you are. You see, the value of a thing is never determined by the hands that hold it. Its worth is fixed by the one who created it. A diamond in the hands of someone who cannot recognize its brilliance is still a diamond. It remains valuable no matter how it is treated. And so are you. You were designed with greatness, with purpose, with power, and nothing anyone says or does can diminish what was placed within you by your Creator. When others mistreat you, it's not a reflection of your worth, it's a revelation of their ignorance. People can only act according to the level of understanding they possess. But here's the key: their actions should never control your destiny. No one has the power to cancel what God has already written about you unless you give it to them. Don't hand them your power. Don't let their negativity hijack your purpose. You must understand that opposition is often confirmation of your significance. Trees that bear fruit will always attract the most stones. You are being mistreated not because you are weak, but because you are a threat. Your very presence reminds some people of what they could be but have refused to become. Your light exposes their darkness, and instead of being inspired, they choose to attack. But hear me, their response does not define your future. It only reveals their fears. You have to make a decision today. Will you let the opinions of others dictate your reality, or will you rise above their words and actions? You are not what they call you, you are what you answer to. Choose to answer to greatness. Choose to answer to purpose. Choose to answer to the destiny. Every insult, every mistreatment is an opportunity for you to grow stronger, to develop thicker skin, and to focus even more on your calling. Remember, this gold is refined in fire, not comfort. Diamonds are formed under pressure, not ease. If you are facing mistreatment, perhaps you are being prepared for something greater. Perhaps the very struggles you face are shaping you for a future that those who mistreat you could never handle themselves. Let their actions push you closer to your goals, not pull you away from them. Let their words fuel your fire, not extinguish it. Forgiveness is your secret weapon, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Refuse to carry the weight of bitterness. When you let go, you free yourself to soar. And when you soar, you leave behind those who once sought to hold you down. So today, walk with your head high, not in arrogance, but in the confidence of knowing who you are. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No insult hurled at you will destroy you. You are unstoppable, not because life is easy, but because your spirit is unbreakable. Stand firm, speak life, move forward. The mistreatment of others cannot and will not stop what is inside of you. Go out and show the world who you are, not by retaliating, but by rising above. Let your success speak louder than their insults. Let your progress silence their doubt. You were born to overcome. Now go and prove it. Your value is not determined by how others treat you. It is rooted in the unchanging truth of who you are. Think of a diamond. It is valuable no matter whose hands it is in. Whether it's admired or discarded, its intrinsic worth remains unchanged. And so it is with you. You were created with a unique purpose, endowed with gifts and abilities that no one else can replicate. The opinions, actions, or mistreatment of others have no bearing on the essence of your being. Their failure to see your value does not diminish it. Just as a person's inability to recognize the brilliance of a diamond does not make it any less precious, the way others treat you cannot define your worth. Mistreatment is a reflection of the one mistreating, not the one being mistreated. People act according to their own fears, insecurities, and lack of understanding. Their actions are often rooted in their own struggles, and they project those struggles onto others. When someone mistreats you, it is important to recognize that it says far more about them than it does about you. They may see in you something that reminds them of their own unfulfilled potential, something that challenges them, or even something they envy. But their perception or reaction to you is not your identity. You must separate their actions from your self-worth. The two are not connected. In fact, being mistreated can often signal that you are on the right path. Opposition is not a sign of weakness, it is confirmation of your strength. Trees that bear fruit are the ones people throw stones at. If you are facing negativity or mistreatment, it may be because your potential, your progress, or your presence highlights something in others that they are unwilling to face in themselves. The light within you may expose the darkness they have chosen to live in. Instead of being inspired by your example, they may choose to lash out. Understand this: their actions are a response to their own fears and limitations. Your job is not to internalize their negativity, but to keep moving forward. You cannot allow their mistreatment to dictate your destiny. No one has the power to change the purpose for which you were created unless you hand it to them. The question is, will you let them control your story? Or will you rise above it? You have the power to decide. You are not what they call you, you are what you choose to answer to. Answer to greatness. Answer to purpose. Answer to the truth that you were created with a unique mission, and no one else's actions can derail it unless you allow them to. Your value is fixed, unshakable, and eternal. Mistreatment, no matter how painful, can also serve as a tool for growth. Gold is refined through fire, and diamonds are formed under immense pressure. If you are experiencing mistreatment, consider that it might be preparing you for something greater. Challenges and opposition have a way of sharpening us, teaching us resilience, and building strength in our character. Without pressure, there can be no transformation. The struggles you face now may be shaping you for a future that others could never handle themselves. The very adversity you endure can become the foundation of your success, if you choose to see it that way. When others mistreat you, do not respond in kind. Instead, let their actions become the fuel that drives you closer to your goals. Use their negativity as motivation to prove them wrong, not through retaliation, but through your growth, your success, and your ability to rise above. Each insult, every act of mistreatment can serve as a stepping stone, pushing you higher toward the person you were created to be. Let their doubt strengthen your determination. Let their negativity feed your focus. And let their attempts to break you become the very reason you succeed. Forgiveness is a powerful tool that you must embrace. It is not about letting others off the hook. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of bitterness and resentment. Carrying anger toward those who mistreat you only holds you back. It ties you to their actions and prevents you from moving forward. When you forgive, you are not excusing their behavior, you are choosing to release its hold over you. Forgiveness is not about them, it is about you. It allows you to focus on your future, unburdened by the pain of the past. Your response to mistreatment determines your destiny. Walk with your head held high, not in arrogance, but in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are. Do not let their negativity silence your voice, dim your light, or shrink your vision. You were created for greatness, and no amount of mistreatment can change that. Let their actions remind you of your purpose, not distract you from it. Stand firm in your identity. Refuse to let their actions steal your joy or derail your progress. Keep moving forward, knowing that their mistreatment is temporary, but your potential is eternal. Success is the ultimate response to mistreatment. Rise above the actions of others and let your achievements speak louder than their insults. Let your progress silence their doubts. Show them not through anger or retaliation, but through the undeniable evidence of your growth and purpose that their attempts to hold you back were futile. You were born to overcome, and no mistreatment can ever change that. Mistreatment from others is not a reflection of who you are, but a test of what you are made of. People may not see your value, but their perception does not define your worth. You must understand that your value is inherent. It was given to you by the Creator and cannot be diminished by human actions or opinions. Just as the brilliance of a diamond is not lessened by those who fail to recognize it, your intrinsic worth remains untouched no matter how others treat you. When people mistreat you, it is not about your flaws, it is about their inability to honor what is good, unique, and purposeful about you. They may project their fears, insecurities, and limitations onto you, but you must not let their actions become the lens through which you see yourself. Opposition is often a sign that you are carrying something significant. Fruit-bearing trees are the ones people throw stones at. Your presence, your light, and your potential may threaten those who have chosen to remain in the darkness. Instead of being inspired by your drive, your dreams, or your gifts, some may attempt to tear you down to make themselves feel bigger. Their mistreatment is not an indicator that you are doing something wrong. It is often proof that you are on the right track. Those who seek to diminish you are often reacting to the greatness within you, even if they do not consciously recognize it. Your strength challenges their weakness, and your growth highlights their stagnation. That is why you must not let their actions deter you. It is tempting to let mistreatment make you feel small, but you must resist this trap. The value of your life is not up for debate. The opinions of others, no matter how loud or aggressive, do not have the authority to define you. What they think, say, or do is irrelevant to the truth of who you are. You were created for a purpose, and no one can cancel that purpose unless you allow them to. Do not let their mistreatment rob you of your confidence, your focus, or your joy. You are not what they call you. You are what you believe about yourself. Let their negativity fall away like rain on a solid foundation. Stand firm in the knowledge that your identity and destiny are secure. Mistreatment, though painful, can be a powerful catalyst for growth. Gold is not purified in comfort, it is refined in the fire. Diamonds are not formed in ease but under great pressure. When you face mistreatment, it is an opportunity to build strength, resilience, and character. The struggles you endure today are shaping you for the victories of tomorrow. Every insult, every unfair action, every moment of opposition is refining you, preparing you to step into a future that is brighter and more powerful than your current situation. Instead of letting mistreatment weaken you, let it sharpen you. Let it teach you patience, self-control, and determination. The very trials you face can become the tools that shape your success. One of the greatest responses to mistreatment is to use it as fuel for your journey. Let every insult push you closer to your goals. Let every rejection strengthen your resolve. Let every act of opposition remind you of your mission. Do not waste energy trying to prove your worth to those who mistreat you. Instead, focus that energy on becoming the person you were created to be. Success is not about retaliating, it is about rising above. It is about turning their attempts to hold you back into stepping stones for your advancement. Let their mistreatment inspire you to work harder, dream bigger, and move faster toward your destiny. Forgiveness is essential in overcoming mistreatment. Carrying anger, bitterness, or resentment toward those who have wronged you only weighs you down. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior, it is about freeing yourself. When you forgive, you take back the power they tried to steal from you. You break the chains of negativity and open the door to healing and growth. Forgiveness allows you to let go of the past and focus on the future. It is not a sign of weakness, but a declaration of strength. By choosing to forgive, you are saying that their actions will not control your emotions, your decisions, or your life. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. Mistreatment cannot stop someone who knows their purpose. When you know who you are and what you are called to do, the actions of others lose their power over you. You do not need their approval to succeed, and you do not need their support to move forward. Your life is not limited by their opinions, and your progress is not dictated by their treatment of you. Keep moving no matter how others behave. Walk with your head held high, not out of arrogance, but because you are confident in your worth. Your identity is not tied to their perception, it is tied to your Creator's intention. Let your actions speak louder than their words. Let your progress silence their doubts. When they expect you to retaliate, rise above. When they try to hold you back, move forward. When they doubt your ability, let your success be the response. You do not need to engage in battles with those who mistreat you. Your greatest victory is in continuing to grow, thrive, and achieve in spite of their actions. You were created to overcome, and no amount of mistreatment can stop you unless you allow it. You have the power to transform every act of opposition into a stepping stone for your success. Keep moving forward, knowing that your destiny is far greater than any mistreatment you may face. When others mistreat you, it can feel like a direct attack on your self-worth, but the truth is far from that. The value you carry is not determined by how others perceive or treat you. Your worth was set the moment you were created, and no action, word, or intention from another person can diminish it. Imagine a masterpiece of art hanging in a gallery. If someone walks by without noticing it or even insults it, the art does not lose its value. It remains a masterpiece, regardless of who fails to appreciate it. You are that masterpiece. The way others treat you reflects their inability to see your worth, not your lack of it. Their actions, whether driven by ignorance, jealousy, or personal pain, are not a mirror of your identity. Mistreatment often stems from a place of insecurity or misunderstanding. People project their inner struggles onto others, using criticism or cruelty as a way to cope with their own shortcomings. When someone mistreats you, it says far more about them than it does about you. They may feel threatened by your strength, your light, or your potential, and instead of addressing their insecurities, they choose to attack what they see in you. It is important not to internalize their behavior. What they project onto you is a reflection of their reality, not yours. Instead of taking their actions personally, recognize that their mistreatment is rooted in their own issues, not in your value or purpose. Being mistreated can actually be a sign that you are on the right path. If you were insignificant, no one would bother opposing you. Trees that bear fruit are the ones people throw stones at. Your progress, your dreams, and your vision can make others uncomfortable because it highlights what they lack or what they have chosen to ignore in themselves. Instead of celebrating your success or being inspired by your drive, some will try to tear you down. This is not because you are doing something wrong, but because your potential and your determination shine a light on their fears and inadequacies. When you are mistreated, it is often because you carry something significant, something that disrupts the status quo. Do not let their negativity distract you. See it as confirmation that you are walking in purpose. It is crucial not to allow mistreatment to define your actions or your destiny. No one has the authority to determine the trajectory of your life unless you give it to them. The insults, the criticisms, the unfair treatment, none of these can stop you unless you choose to let them. You are not what others call you. You are what you believe about yourself. Choose to believe in the greatness within you. Choose to believe in the purpose for which you were created. The negativity of others should never become the foundation of your self-perception. You have the power to rise above their actions and keep moving forward no matter what obstacles they place in your path. Mistreatment, as difficult as it may be, has the potential to make you stronger. Think about how gold is refined. It is not purified in comfort but through fire. Diamonds are formed under immense pressure, not in ease. If you are facing mistreatment, perhaps it is because you are being prepared for something greater. Challenges shape us and opposition builds resilience. Every insult, every act of unfairness, and every moment of hardship can serve as a lesson, a stepping stone toward your destiny. The trials you endure today are equipping you with the strength, patience, and wisdom you will need for the future. Instead of letting mistreatment weaken you, let it sharpen you. Let it remind you of your purpose and push you closer to your goals. One of the most empowering ways to deal with mistreatment is to transform it into fuel for your journey. Use their words, their actions, and their doubt as motivation to prove them wrong, not through retaliation, but through success. When others try to tear you down, let it push you to build even higher. Their negativity can either be a weight that holds you back or the wind that propels you forward. The choice is yours. Focus not on their actions, but on your response. Every moment of mistreatment can become a moment of transformation if you decide to channel it into your growth and progress. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in overcoming mistreatment. When you hold on to bitterness or anger toward those who have wronged you, you allow their actions to control you long after the moment has passed. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or pretending it did not hurt. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment. By forgiving, you reclaim your peace and your power. It is not about letting them off the hook. It is about ensuring that their actions do not keep you from moving forward. Forgiveness allows you to rise above, to focus on your future instead of being trapped in the pain of the past. Your response to mistreatment determines whether it will hinder you or propel you. When others mistreat you, rise above their actions with dignity and grace. Do not lower yourself to their level by retaliating or letting their negativity consume you. Instead, let your progress, your success, and your unshakable spirit be the ultimate response. Their actions may be temporary, but your destiny is eternal. No one can stop what has been placed inside you unless you let them. You were created to overcome, to thrive, and to achieve great things regardless of the mistreatment you face. Keep moving forward, knowing that your worth is unshaken and your purpose is unstoppable. Being mistreated by others can be one of the most painful experiences to endure. It challenges your sense of self, your confidence, and your emotional strength. However, it's vital to recognize that your worth is not dictated by the opinions or actions of those who fail to treat you with the respect you deserve. Your value is rooted in something far greater than human approval. It is inherent, unchanging, and eternal. Like a precious gem, your worth is not diminished because someone chooses not to value it. A diamond remains priceless even if it is thrown into the dirt or mishandled by someone who cannot appreciate its brilliance. So too, your value remains untarnished no matter how others choose to treat you. It is critical to separate the actions from your identity, for the two are not connected. Mistreatment often stems not from anything you've done, but from what others are struggling with within themselves. When people project their fears, insecurities, or frustrations onto you, their behavior is a reflection of their inner turmoil, not your worth. They may see something in you that reminds them of what they lack or what they are afraid to confront in their own lives. This could be your strength, your ambition, your confidence, or simply your presence. It can feel deeply personal when someone treats you unfairly, but more often than not, it is their inability to cope with their own shortcomings that fuels their actions. Understanding this can give you the clarity to respond with grace and resilience rather than internalizing their negativity. When others mistreat you, it's important to remember that their behavior may actually be an indicator of your significance. People rarely waste energy opposing something that does not matter. If you face criticism, opposition, or unfair treatment, it's often because you are making an impact. Think about the tree that bears fruit. It's the one that people throw stones at. Your progress, your purpose, and your potential can make others uncomfortable because it challenges the status quo or highlights areas in their lives they are unwilling to address. Instead of feeling defeated by their actions, consider them as a signal that you are walking in your purpose. Mistreatment, though unpleasant, can often serve as confirmation that you are doing something meaningful and significant. What you must never do is allow their mistreatment to define you or derail your journey. No one can alter the course of your destiny unless you let them. People can only influence your path if you give them the power to do so. When someone mistreats you, it's easy to feel powerless or diminished, but that feeling is not reality, it's a choice. You are not what others say about you, nor are you what they believe about you. You are what you choose to believe about yourself. Stand firm in the truth that your life has purpose and meaning, and no amount of mistreatment can take that away from you. Let their actions fall away like water on a solid rock, leaving you untouched and unmoved. The struggles you face when mistreated are not in vain, they can be transformative. Gold is refined in fire, and diamonds are formed under immense pressure. The challenges you endure are not designed to break you, but to shape you. Every difficult moment, every insult, every act of unfairness can serve as a tool to build strength, resilience, and wisdom. These experiences, as painful as they may be, are opportunities to grow. Without challenges, there can be no growth, and without opposition, there can be no strength. Instead of letting mistreatment defeat you, let it sharpen you. Use it to build the character and resolve you will need for the greater things ahead. Mistreatment, though unjust, can also be the fuel that drives you forward. When people underestimate you or try to tear you down, use their negativity as motivation to rise higher. Let their doubt push you closer to your goals. Let their attempts to break you become the stepping stones you use to elevate yourself. You do not need to prove your worth to those who mistreat you. Your success will speak for itself. Channel their criticism, their opposition, and their negativity into determination. Let their mistreatment ignite a fire within you to achieve even more than you thought possible. Forgiveness is a powerful and necessary tool in overcoming mistreatment. Carrying bitterness or resentment toward those who have wronged you only keeps you tied to the pain they caused. Forgiveness is not about condoning their actions or forgetting the hurt they caused. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of anger and resentment. When you forgive, you are not excusing their behavior. You are choosing to no longer let it have power over you. Forgiveness allows you to release the burden of the past and focus on the future. It gives you the strength to move forward unencumbered by the weight of negativity. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is a declaration of strength and freedom. Your greatest response to mistreatment is to rise above it. Let your actions, your growth, and your success be the loudest answer to those who try to hold you back. When others expect you to retaliate or fall, surprise them by standing taller and moving forward with even more determination. Your life is not defined by their opinions or actions. It is defined by your choices and your purpose. Keep pressing on, knowing that no amount of mistreatment can stop someone who is committed to their destiny. You were created for greatness, and no one's actions can take that away from you. Use every challenge, every hurtful word, and every act of mistreatment as a reminder that you are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you may realize. When others mistreat you, it's often easy to feel defeated, questioning your worth and purpose. However, the way others treat you is not a reflection of who you are, but a mirror of their own struggles, insecurities, and misunderstandings. Their actions, no matter how unfair or cruel, do not define you. Instead, they present an opportunity for you to rise above and affirm your identity and purpose. The key to overcoming mistreatment lies in understanding your inherent value and the unshakable truth that no external actions or opinions can diminish the greatness that lies within you. This truth is your foundation, and it must remain unshaken no matter the storms of mistreatment you may face. Mistreatment is often less about you and more about the other person's inability to cope with their own issues. People who lash out, criticize, or treat others unfairly are often dealing with their own pain, insecurities, or fears. Rather than facing these internal struggles, they project them outward. They may see in you something that they envy or fear: your confidence, your potential, your drive. Their mistreatment is not about your shortcomings, but about their own inability to manage the light you carry. Once you recognize this, it becomes easier not to internalize their actions. You can separate their behavior from your identity, understanding that their mistreatment is a reflection of them, not of you. It's crucial to recognize that opposition is often a sign of progress. Those who face no resistance in life are often not challenging the status quo or striving for greatness. Mistreatment can be a confirmation that you are making an impact, that your actions or potential are significant enough to stir reactions in others. Trees that bear fruit attract attention, both positive and negative. In the same way, your journey may attract support and admiration from some and mistreatment from others. Instead of allowing this to discourage you, let it serve as motivation. The very fact that others are trying to hold you back or tear you down is evidence that you are doing something worth noticing. No one's treatment of you has the power to define your value unless you allow it. You must decide who you are and what you stand for, regardless of how others behave. The greatest mistake you can make is to let their mistreatment dictate your self-worth or your actions. You are not what they call you. You are what you believe about yourself. If you accept their negative words or actions as truth, you give them power over you. But if you stand firm in the knowledge of your worth and your purpose, their actions will lose their sting. Remember, your identity is not tied to the opinions of others. It is rooted in something far deeper: your unique purpose and the value you carry simply by being who you are. Mistreatment can be painful, but it is also a powerful teacher. Difficult experiences often reveal strengths and qualities you didn't know you possessed. Just as fire refines gold and pressure forms diamonds, adversity can shape you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. The challenges you face when mistreated can build your character, teaching you patience, empathy, and endurance. They can also clarify your focus, helping you distinguish between what truly matters and what does not. While mistreatment is never deserved, it can still serve a purpose in your growth. Instead of letting it break you, let it be the force that shapes you into the person you are meant to become. One of the most empowering responses to mistreatment is to use it as fuel for your journey. Let their doubts, criticism, and negativity drive you to succeed even more. Turn their attempts to bring you down into stepping stones that elevate you higher. Every insult, every rejection, every unfair act can be transformed into motivation to push forward. Your energy should not be wasted on trying to change their minds or prove them wrong directly. Instead, channel that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Success is not about retaliation, it's about rising above. When you achieve your goals and walk in your purpose, the actions of those who mistreated you will pale in comparison to your triumph. Forgiveness is essential in overcoming mistreatment. It is tempting to hold on to anger or resentment toward those who have wronged you, but doing so only harms you. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of bitterness. When you forgive, you reclaim your peace and power. You take control of your narrative and refuse to let their actions dictate your emotional state or your future. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It is a statement that their mistreatment will not define you, nor will it hold you back. By forgiving, you break the cycle of negativity and open the door to healing and growth. Your greatest response to mistreatment is to rise above it with grace and strength. Let your actions, your resilience, and your success speak louder than any words or actions directed against you. When others expect you to falter or retaliate, surprise them by moving forward with dignity. Their mistreatment may be loud, but your response can be louder not through words, but through the life you build despite their attempts to bring you down. Remember, no one has the power to stop you from fulfilling your purpose unless you allow it. You were created with greatness inside you, and no act of mistreatment can take that away. Stay focused, stay strong, and keep moving forward. You are far too valuable to let the actions of others define your journey. Mistreatment by others can be a deeply painful experience, challenging your sense of self and testing your emotional strength. It can leave you feeling isolated, unworthy, or even questioning your purpose. Yet it is in these very moments that you are presented with a profound opportunity to rise above, to grow, and to reaffirm the unshakable truth of your inherent value. The way others treat you does not define who you are. It reflects their own struggles, limitations, or misconceptions. Your worth is not up for debate, and it cannot be diminished by the actions or words of others. Just as a diamond remains precious even when buried in the dirt, your value is constant and untouchable, no matter how others perceive or treat you. When someone mistreats you, it's important to recognize that their actions are more about them than about you. People often project their own pain, insecurities, or frustrations onto those around them. Their mistreatment of you is likely a reflection of unresolved struggles within themselves rather than any shortcoming on your part. They may feel threatened by your potential, your light, or even your presence, and instead of addressing their own fears, they choose to tear others down. This is not an excuse for their behavior, but it is a reminder that their actions should not be internalized as a measure of your worth. By understanding this dynamic, you can distance yourself emotionally from their negativity and respond with clarity and strength. It is also crucial to remember that opposition often accompanies progress. When you are making strides toward your purpose or achieving something significant, it can make others uncomfortable. Your success or determination may highlight their own fears, failures, or lack of action, prompting them to respond with criticism, jealousy, or mistreatment. But this is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. Rather, it is evidence that you are making an impact. Just as a tree bearing fruit attracts attention, your growth and potential can draw both admiration and resistance. Instead of being discouraged by the mistreatment, let it affirm that you are moving in the right direction. Challenges often arise not to stop you, but to refine and strengthen you for the greater purpose ahead. Mistreatment, while painful, does not have the power to derail your destiny unless you allow it. No one else holds the keys to your future, only you do. The opinions, words, or actions of others cannot dictate who you are or what you are capable of achieving. You must refuse to give their negativity the power to influence your self-perception or your actions. You are not the sum of their criticisms or doubts. You are the embodiment of your purpose, potential, and resilience. Stand firm in this truth and do not allow their mistreatment to define your narrative. The road ahead is yours to travel, and their attempts to block your path are mere distractions. Adversity has a way of shaping us in ways that comfort and ease never could. Mistreatment, though unfair and undeserved, can serve as a catalyst for growth. Just as fire purifies gold and pressure forms diamonds, the difficulties you face can refine your character, strengthen your resolve, and clarify your vision. The very challenges meant to break you can become the foundation for your strength. Through perseverance and resilience, you can transform mistreatment into a source of empowerment. It is not about ignoring the pain, but about choosing to rise above it, using it as fuel to propel you toward your goals. Every act of unfairness or cruelty can become a stepping stone if you refuse to let it stop you. Forgiveness is a powerful act of liberation when dealing with mistreatment. While it may seem counterintuitive to forgive those who have hurt you, holding on to anger or resentment only allows their actions to continue affecting you. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of bitterness. By choosing to forgive, you reclaim your peace and your power. You declare that their actions will not control your thoughts, emotions, or future. Forgiveness is not a weakness, it is a profound act of strength and self-preservation. It allows you to move forward unencumbered, focusing on your growth and purpose instead of remaining tethered to past pain. The most powerful response to mistreatment is to rise above it with dignity and resolve. Let your actions speak louder than their words. When others seek to tear you down, respond by building yourself up. When they doubt you, prove them wrong, not through retaliation, but through your progress and success. Success is the best answer to those who attempt to undermine your worth. Their negativity does not have to be a stumbling block. It can become a stepping stone to greater things. By focusing on your goals, staying true to your values, and refusing to let their actions define you, you take back control of your journey. You are far greater than the opinions or actions of those who mistreat you. Your value is not subject to their validation, nor is your destiny within their control. The light within you is unshakable, and no amount of mistreatment can extinguish it. You were created for a purpose, and no one can take that away from you. Embrace the challenges as opportunities to grow, forgive those who wrong you, and keep moving forward. You are destined for greatness, and no amount of mistreatment can change that. When faced with mistreatment by others, it is natural to feel hurt, anger, or confusion. Being treated unfairly can shake your confidence and make you question your worth. However, it is essential to understand that the way others treat you is not a reflection of your value, but a reflection of their own mindset, struggles, or limitations. Your worth does not diminish because someone fails to see it or acknowledge it. It remains constant, unshaken by the external actions or opinions of others. When you internalize this truth, you develop the strength to rise above mistreatment and remain focused on your purpose and growth. Mistreatment often stems from something deeper within the person inflicting it. It could be their insecurities, fears, or unresolved pain that drives their behavior. Instead of dealing with their internal struggles, they project them onto others, often targeting those they perceive as different, strong, or successful. It's important to recognize that their actions are not about you, but about them. This understanding can help you avoid internalizing their negativity and instead respond with compassion or indifference, depending on what the situation requires. By refusing to let their behavior affect your sense of self, you protect your peace and remain grounded in your truth. Opposition and mistreatment are often indicators that you are on the right path. People rarely expend energy to oppose or criticize something insignificant. Your goals, potential, or success may challenge others, highlighting areas in their own lives they have neglected or feel insecure about. Instead of letting mistreatment discourage you, view it as evidence that you are making progress. Like a tree bearing fruit, you will attract both admiration and criticism. The very fact that you are facing resistance can be a sign of your significance. Let this perspective empower you to keep moving forward, knowing that you are walking in your purpose. The key to overcoming mistreatment lies in how you choose to respond. While it's tempting to retaliate or allow bitterness to take root, these reactions only give power to the person mistreating you. Instead, choose to respond with grace, strength, and resilience. Refuse to stoop to their level or allow their actions to dictate your behavior. You are not defined by their negativity, but by your ability to rise above it. By maintaining your composure and focusing on your goals, you take control of your narrative and demonstrate that their actions have no power over you. Adversity, including mistreatment, can be a powerful catalyst for growth. It teaches you resilience, patience, and emotional strength. The challenges you face today can prepare you for greater responsibilities and opportunities in the future. Just as fire refines gold, difficult experiences shape and strengthen your character. Instead of letting mistreatment break you, use it as an opportunity to grow. Every hurtful word or unfair action can teach you something valuable about yourself, others, and the world. These lessons, though painful, can equip you with the wisdom and strength you need to thrive in the face of future challenges. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools you can use when dealing with mistreatment. Holding on to anger or resentment only keeps you tied to the pain caused by others. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of negativity. When you forgive, you take back control of your emotions and focus on your own healing and growth. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. It allows you to move forward unburdened and to reclaim your peace. By forgiving, you show strength and maturity, refusing to let the actions have a lasting hold on your life. Your response to mistreatment can also serve as a powerful example to others. When you rise above negativity with dignity and resilience, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your ability to stay focused on your purpose despite opposition demonstrates strength and integrity. By refusing to be defined by the actions of others, you send a message that your value is not dependent on external validation. This kind of leadership has the power to influence and uplift those who are watching, encouraging them to respond to challenges in their own lives with the same grace and determination. Ultimately, no one can determine your path but you. Mistreatment, while painful, cannot stop you unless you let it. You have the power to choose how you respond and to decide whether you will allow negativity to derail your journey or use it as fuel to propel you forward. You were created with a purpose, and no one's actions or opinions can take that away. Hold on to your vision, embrace your worth, and continue moving forward. The actions of others are temporary, but the strength and growth you gain from overcoming them will last a lifetime. Being mistreated by others can be a deeply painful experience. It often triggers feelings of helplessness, frustration, and sadness. However, it is important to understand that mistreatment does not define your worth or value as a person. Your identity is not shaped by the actions or opinions of others, but by your own self-belief and purpose. People who mistreat you are often projecting their insecurities, fears, or unresolved issues. Their actions reflect more about their internal struggles than your own shortcomings. When you recognize this, it becomes easier to separate their mistreatment from your sense of self, allowing you to respond with strength and confidence. Mistreatment can feel deeply personal, especially when it challenges your sense of self-worth. However, it is crucial to realize that the way others treat you is not always about you, it's about them. People who mistreat others may feel threatened by your success, confidence, or individuality. Instead of confronting their own fears or insecurities, they lash out in an attempt to make themselves feel superior. This dynamic is not a reflection of your flaws, but of their own inability to handle their emotions constructively. By understanding this, you can avoid internalizing their actions as a direct assault on your character. Their mistreatment is a reflection of their limitations, not yours. Additionally, mistreatment can often serve as an indicator of your progress. Those who oppose or mistreat you are often those who feel uncomfortable with your success or growth. It's a sign that you are moving forward, breaking barriers, and achieving something meaningful. Just like a tree that bears fruit attracts attention, your journey toward greatness will attract both support and opposition. Rather than being discouraged by the mistreatment, consider it a confirmation that you are doing something significant. opposition can be an indicator of the impact you are making in the world, not a reflection of your inability to succeed. The key to overcoming mistreatment is to respond with resilience and self-assurance. Allowing their negativity to affect your emotions can drain your energy and focus. Instead, choose to rise above their actions by holding firmly to your values and purpose. You are not defined by how others treat you. Your worth is rooted in your character, your achievements, and your beliefs. Every hurtful word or unfair action directed toward you is an opportunity to showcase your strength and determination. By remaining true to who you are, you maintain control over your emotional well-being and personal growth. Mistreatment can also provide valuable lessons for personal development. Difficult experiences often push you to grow in ways that ease or comfort never could. They challenge your ability to remain composed in difficult situations and teach you the importance of empathy and self-awareness. The obstacles you face when mistreated can be used as stepping stones to build resilience and emotional intelligence. These experiences, though painful, shape your ability to navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. Forgiveness is another essential aspect of moving past mistreatment. Carrying resentment or anger toward those who have wronged you only weighs you down emotionally. Forgiveness does not mean you condone their actions, but it allows you to release the emotional burden they have placed on you. By forgiving, you take back control of your peace and allow yourself to heal. Forgiveness is a sign of strength that empowers you to move forward without being hindered by the past. Your response to mistreatment can serve as an inspiration to others. When you choose to rise above negativity and focus on your personal growth, you set an example for those around you. People are often drawn to those who demonstrate resilience and unwavering self-belief in the face of adversity. Your ability to handle mistreatment with grace and determination can encourage others to do the same in their own lives. This kind of leadership is a testament to your inner strength and ability to navigate life's challenges. Ultimately, mistreatment should not dictate your worth or the direction of your life. You are the author of your story, and no external force can change your path unless you allow it. Embrace your worth, focus on your purpose, and move forward confidently, knowing that your value is unshakable. Your journey is unique, and your ability to overcome mistreatment only adds to your growth and strength. In conclusion, overcoming mistreatment requires recognizing your inherent worth and staying grounded in your purpose. People who mistreat others often do so out of their own insecurities and fears, projecting their struggles onto those around them. However, their actions do not define your identity or diminish your value. By understanding this, you can respond with resilience, grace, and strength, choosing to rise above negativity rather than letting it hold you back. Mistreatment, though painful, serves as an opportunity for growth, offering valuable lessons in self-awareness, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Ultimately, your worth is not determined by the opinions or actions of others, but by your own self-belief and determination to pursue your goals with confidence. Thank you.